Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss the differences between a Docker container, Kubernetes pods, and the Kubernetes deploy. What exactly is the difference between these all things? First of all, see, when we are dealing with the container, I'll just make a proper, differences between these all things. This is the Docker container, and this is the Kubernetes pod, and this one is a Kubernetes deploy, and we are having, this is the Kubernetes pods, and this one is Kubernetes deploy. What exactly difference between these all things? See, when we are dealing with a container provides a system environment for application to run. I just make a note of these all things. Okay, over here, as you can have a look over here, it provides system environment for applications. That's all. And after that, we could able to run this application, like run this container, run this container, and what we can able to do, we can able to build this container, and we can able to run the images that are present over here, or we can able to start and stop the container, start stop the container, and also we can able to remove the container also, remove the container also. We can able to run, we can able to build, we can able to start, stop, remove the container. We can able to get all the processes that are currently running in this application. We can able to get the processes that are running, list of the containers that are running, and we can able to go into the shell, and we could able to execute some of the commands over there. This is what exactly a Docker container is, because Docker container has a light operating system that is present over in the container, that is actually providing essential resources to the application to run. As I've already discussed, it is a system environment that has a minimal operating system like Ubuntu with a 2.2 GB, that is providing some essential things like binary files, system binary files, and the variable files and additional files, as well as a root folder for the application to run smoothly. And also it is sharing some of the resources from the host operating system so that it can run smoothly. This is what a container does. And what exactly pod does? Previously, we actually discussed these things, like what exactly is a pod has actually a container. A pod can be single, or it can be a multiple container. It can be a single, or it can be a multiple container. This can be a multiple container. And the second thing is that this might be a single, or this might be a multiple container. It only provides runtime specification for container. It will just tell like okay, if a container is running, then everything is okay. If it is not running, then it will just give some request to the kubelet that is present in the worker node, and kubelet will give information to the scheduler, and everything is maintained by the scheduler. This is what pod does. Pod has nothing to do with auto scaling and auto healing. It just provides runtime specification. Okay, pod is like container is running or it is not running. It is all provided by this thing, and each pod might be a single one, or it is a multi-container pod, and this is about it. When we are dealing with the deploy, we are going to go with auto scaling and auto healing over here. This is auto scaling and auto healing. This is actually the differences that are between these all the things: Docker container, Kubernetes pod, and the Kubernetes deploy. And in the Kubernetes deploy, we have something called as auto scaling and auto healing. First of all, we will discuss with the auto healing. Okay, I'll just remove this all the status. I just copy this thing and I just remove this all the things and I just paste it over here, and we came over here, and what exactly the deploy does. See, this is a deploy. um, we have something called as a YAML manifest. YAML is a file, and your you know kubectl like it will get the information from the YAML file at another markup language, actually the full form of it, and accordance with the YAML file it will create everything in your cluster. First of all, I just and here we have different thing. Okay, I just change the color of these two things to this one. Okay, now we got everything is fine over here. Just copy and paste it over here. See, we got the three things. The first one is uh, the deploy manifest or deploy .yaml file, and we have something called as a replica set, and here we have the pods. See, it is managing actually multiple pods, and just take example of the few pods. This is the thing. We have first pod and we have the second pod, and I just change the color to white, and after that I just increase the font around. Okay, now it is good looking. Okay, fine. This is actually how it works. See what happens when you tell kubectl. See, kubectl create um, uh, you know pods using this particular file called deploy.yaml. It goes through it and it will create a file, like it will create pods according to that. First, deploy will this YAML file will go with the replica set. In the inside the replica set, the replica set will be managing everything. Okay, uh, it want 4 pods to be running, I will provide the 4 pods. It want IP addresses for that, I will provide it, and it will provide everything to it. Replica set will provide everything to it, and replica set will also take care of the pods. For example, here in the YAML manifest, it is mentioned that there must be 2 pods that has to be running inside a container, inside the cluster. There are 2 pods that are running, that are managed by the replica set, and the ones, if it dies, if this particular pod dies, then what happens? Replica set will be continuously monitoring it. Replica set is nothing but, it is a controller manager. Previously we have discussed in the control plane of the Kubernetes cluster, we have something called as a controller manager. This replica set is a controller manager. It is actually managing the pods. Now what happens when the one pod is getting deleted, when replica set get a news that okay, this pod is going to die? What it does, it will go to the YAML manifest. In the YAML manifest, it is mentioned that there must be 2 pods running. Therefore what it does, it will check one pod is gonna die. Therefore before itself it will create a new pod, and if the third if there are 2 pods, one is dying, then it will create another one. Once it dies, there are 2 pods that are actually running, and this is how actually the deployment like the Kubernetes deploy works. Here replica set is doing everything. Replica set is a controller manager of the control plane that is actually looking into the YAML manifest. It is just checking and monitoring the pods. If any pod dies, it will create a new one over there parallelly or before that only, so that there will be zero downtime, and the outsider user could able to manage, like he could able to get those things. And this is how we go with auto healing. In the auto scaling, we have some conditions that are mentioned in the YAML file, and if the traffic it exceeds, then we have to create some additional pods. Replica set always monitoring these all things, and when it got to know okay, traffic is increasing, then it will just check into the condition. If condition is mentioned over there, it will create additional pods. This is how auto scaling works. I will show you in the command, like in the kubectl itself, like how these all things are working. And this is all about the deploy of the Kubernetes. Thank you.